Where are you taking us here?
Well, it's a secret little place I have now.
It's like the dungeon.
Promise you're not gonna eat us. Wow, have you got stuff?
I'll pass it over.
This could be the bell off the train that killed Jumbo the elephant.
The sky's the limit on what we could make them. Wow, that's amazing. That's off a turn-of-the-century Ferris wheel. There's a ton of them here. What did I just see there? Sheldon, you gotta see this. Wow.
That one goes into the Pickers Hall of Fame.
Ah, I love the smell of mold in the morning. I'm Scott Cozens.
I'm Sheldon Smithens.
And we're Pickers. We travel all over Canada, coast to coast, from the West Rocky Mountains to the Eastern Shores and all the back roads in between, looking for hidden gems in people's basements, attics, and barns. Sometimes we take a gamble, trust in our gut to make a buck.
Just like the people we meet, every story is different.
It's not junk to us.
You know, Canadians from coast to coast, you gotta just love them.
I'm a Canadian. You're a Canadian. And I love you.
Separate rooms tonight at the hotel. I love picking in Southern Ontario.
I do too. There's so much great stuff, so much history here. So we're heading over to Oshawa, where we're going to see Tim. He's got some toys, I think. And then we're going to go see Phil in St. Thomas. Hopefully we'll get a couple jumbo things there. And then we're going to take a pretty long trip up to Baldwin. He's got some kiddie carnival rides or something like that.
Hey, this is an incredible road trip.
It is.
Well, we're here in Oshawa.
Home of the Oshawa Generals.
Tim's got the most incredible toy collection.
We haven't bought any toys in a long time. It'd be nice to see a good collection of toys. I'm really looking forward to meeting Tim because I started in the business as a toy guy.
Hey, are you Tim?
Yes, I am.
Not throwing anything good out, are you?
Oh, geez, no.
Scott will just go through that for you.
No such thing as bad stuff.
Well, let's go see what you got. You got a few license plates there.
Yeah, not enough, though.
This should be good. I come up and there's walls of toys.
Wow. Have you got stuff? So what's the story here?
I've been collecting toys now for about 20-some-odd years. Started out, the grandfather gave me a toy, and he says, one day you're going to need some money, sell it. So it actually got me a $300 bill, so that's all I've been doing ever since, buying and selling.
Is there anything off limits, or is everything up for grabs in here?
Everything in here is up to grabs.
I'm a happy man.
Some of these things have been here for a while, Tim.
Yeah, well, I always tell everybody, dust is free, everything else you pay for.
The great thing about Sheldon and I as a team is when we walk into a garage that has toys and antiques, I don't even look at the antiques. You don't mind if I climb a little bit, do you?
Yeah, go right ahead.
And I'll try not to kill myself, because I know Sheldon's got the antiques covered. He knows I've got the toys covered. You ever seen one of these, Sheldon?
No. Oh, I love that. Yeah.
By the time we're done with it, it'll be broken.
That's a good one.
I see some from the 60s, some from the 50s, and then there's a couple of gems I see that are even earlier than that. Now that is a beaut. That's a 1928 Metalcraft, I think. This is a reasonably early example of Coca-Cola advertising. As early as there have been toys, there's been somebody that wanted to advertise on those toys. So they put the advertising on the toy that a kid can play with all the time, and that image is being ingrained into that child's head. What that has done has made advertising toys the most desirable of toys. So what would you need out of your Metalcraft truck?
Yeah, let me see. I'd say 350.
Are you negotiable on the truck at all?
It took almost 8 years to find that.
This one was a bit of a beater. In this condition, with the back toast and the side toast, I'd want to pay $200 for it.
Make it 250.
2 1/4?
Sure.
Done. while I'm holding the Coke truck, I see up in the rafters another metalcraft truck. Yeah, that is beautiful.
But the best you're gonna find.
It's a Sunshine Biscuit metalcraft truck. They made that in advertising for a whole bunch of different companies, probably 1920s. I'm actually getting the shivers up my spine because I've never seen that toy before, and I've seen a lot of toys. It's missing a couple of hubcaps, one on each side,
Yep.
but they're easily obtained. So what would you need out of that baby?
I'll go 100 on it.
You know what? I'm not even going to negotiate. That's a fair price. I mean, I know you probably give me a break, but I think that's a fair price. I'm excited. I can feel the tingle up my spine. I'm excited.
I know that Scott has toys covered, no problem.
20 on that one.
I get 25.
Okay, done.
I'm looking for things other than toys. Hey, Tim, did you find these phones locally?
Yes, I got them last Saturday, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah, I bought them in yard sale here in Oshawa.
One of the few things in this corner that's not dusty, so
I got off work and went to the yard sale and it was sitting there.
timing's everything.
Oh yeah.
Tim's a sharp guy. He's buying right. He's the first guy at the garage sale. This one in particular,
It's actually a nice piece.
yeah, pre-dial, brass.
You gotta go, hello, hello!
To a true phone collector, this one, Western Electric, they were good phones. How's my timing? What would I have to pay to buy a phone or two?
You want both of them? $100.
Would you say 75?
It's yours.
Done. Thank you.
You're quite welcome.
He made a good profit, and Scott and I are going to do well with those.
Hey, Tim, is it okay if I pull a few things down, lay them in the middle of the floor, and we see if we can do a bulk
You
deal?
go right ahead.
Perfect.
You like a hand?
I think I'll just pass you the chainsaw.
Cut a deal.
Yeah, exactly. You never want to start with a lot buy, because if there's an impasse, you could be done. So you always want to buy a few single items first, get the momentum going, and then get the lot buy. Oh, here's another one. It's a nice old caddy, eh? Here, I'll pass it over.
It's actually a tooth mover when you pull down.
So Mark's one, it's sort of an interesting one. After I dust the dust off. There's guys that don't want to spend the big money on the high-end items, and they
Yep.
like the little ones because they look good on a shelf.
Yep.
Found another one. Now that is a beaut. That one's a real nice car. 1936 Marks.
All right, love it.
It was a surprise to find the police car there simply because it was so much older than all the other toys on that shelf. The winder's gone on that one, is it?
It's still
Oh, no, it's still going. But at least it goes, right? This baby's got the good old solid
Yep.
rubber wheels. The rubber wheels are, of course, 10 years, 15 years earlier. Okay.
I don't think we're going to group that one on yet, though.
He sort of snickers and says to me, I think we'll negotiate on that separately. But we know that's not going cheap because it's a good toy, and Tim knows his toys.
My favorite piece in the collection is the police car. It's just unique. It's hard to find, but when I found it, I was thrilled. No negotiating on the green one.
I figured that might be the case. Okay, I'm thinking I don't really want to make an offer on these ones unless he makes one at the same time. So I decide, let's play a little game. You think about a price in your head, and I'm going to think about a price in my head.
On three, gentlemen. 1, 2,
3.
5.
See, I'm thinking wholesale, you're thinking retail. We both know what they're worth. I can't split you in the middle on that, but I'll go 350.
How about we go 375?
What do you want on that one?
Well, I hate to tell you. I'd like to get at least 350.
How about if I take the dusty lot and the one that you obviously care about more because you've taken the dust off it, I bring it back into the package because I know we're getting up there in dollars. $675 on the lot. Okay, so let's just make sure we can get a good look at all these guys.
I thought Tim was going to be way too high on those toys.
$675 package deal on all of them.
It's yours.
Done. Thank you. I'm
Thanks,
happy with
Tim.
that.
No problem.
A lot of these toys are from the era when I grew up. I'm quite happy to have them all.
At this point, we're pretty much done, except Scott is never done.
As I've been looking up in the rafters, I've been noticing you got a bunch of CPR lanterns.
Yep.
You got 7 CPR, and you got 2 over here that I like, this one and this one. I have a bit of a soft spot for those CPR lanterns because my dad used to hang them around the patio of our house and light them up at night for people when we had a barbecue. So whenever I see one, it just makes me happy, it makes me smile. So I wasn't leaving without them. What's a package deal on all of them?
How about 100?
You know what? $100 is a fair price. Round number,
Yep.
I'm happy with that. And for $10 a throw, we'll sell those real easy for 20. Now I think we've really done as much damage as we can do. We better get some packing material.
I like that.
Sheldon and Scott are hilarious. They know what they're after, and basically no means nothing to them.
So we're not breaking your heart buying them?
No, I'll just probably find them again.
I'm sure you will. He loved buying them more than he loved having them, and he was happy to move them along because he's going to go out and buy some more.
I'm always happy to buy 2 at one price.
Some people do this business for love, some people do it for money. Sheldon and I do it for a little bit of both, and so does Tim. I think we got her.
Hey, Tim, that was a lot of fun.
It was.
That was fabulous.
Yep.
We're going to spread some toys around Alberta.
Well, make sure he's not playing with them on the way home either.
And you make sure you keep picking and get some more stuff because
Oh,
next
I'll
time
make
we
sure
come
I fill
by,
that
man,
up.
we'll be back to get more.
Okay, we'll see you later.
Yeah, see ya.
I can barely talk now. There's so much dust in my
You know,
throat.
I could use one of those barley sandwiches. That
I
would
could really
probably-
use 1 or 3.
St. Thomas was a railway town.
Yeah, that's right. 1870, 1880, it was quite a hub. Now, somewhere around here, there it is, right up there.
There's
Jumbo!
Oh, wow.
He was the most famous elephant in the world in about 1880. Let's go look at Jumbo.
Hi.
How you doing?
Isn't Jumbo big?
Yeah?
People came from all around to see Jumbo. He was Barnum and Bailey's big attraction.
If this is life-sized, that was a big elephant.
Oh, yeah.
He got hit by a train.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, Grand Trunk train in St. Thomas.
The story goes, Jumbo was actually protecting a smaller elephant, little Tom Thumb, and put himself in harm's way just to try and get Tom Thumb off the tracks. Jumbo was a hero to a lot of kids, and adults, actually.
Could you imagine? I heard that it took like 4 butchers to come down, cut him up in pieces to
Oh.
get him away, and sewed them back together and stuffed them.
Sounds like an urban myth.
Truth is stranger than fiction, bud. Great old building.
Quaint little town, St. Thomas. Lovely.
Yeah. So, we're going to see Phil. He's got a building. Apparently, he's just a guy that picks up anything he sees.
So where is he?
There's a sign right there. He's eclectic, I'll give him that.
Oh, yeah. Walk in the door at Phil's and you're hit with just a mass of merchandise. And the assortment of it is really intriguing.
Hey guys, how are you?
Good. Sheldon?
Sheldon, yes.
My partner Scott.
How are you?
Scott.
Great store.
Well, it's not so much a store as a hoard spot. I'm actually in the media business. I do audio production,
Phil's an old rock and roller.
music, a rock concert, T-shirts, those things that most exemplify my growing up as a teenager. Those are the things that I have the most connection to.
We see a few guys like Phil in this business. He needs to sell, but he can't stop buying.
I'm trying to get rid of it all. I'm going to be downsizing. We're selling our building, and I need to move out. So, guys, go nuts. Have a look around.
Hey, I was noticing your coffee table right here.
My end table, yeah.
Yeah,
There,
man,
but,
that's heavy, eh?
Well, that's the real deal. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the thickness of it right there. It would be circa probably Prohibition era. John Labatt, of course, is a local brewer.
London.
That's right.
Now, what would you need for something like that?
I'd like to see 150 bucks for it, maybe.
Huh. But I'm gonna see how motivated he really is. I'd offer you 100 bucks for it.
Sure, why not?
All right.
Get a deal.
All right.
I told you, stuff is priced to go here.
So now I knew when we saw merchandise we wanted, we were gonna walk away with it today.
Sheldon, a history of orgies.
You got my curiosity.
There's no pictures.
Put it away.
What's the point?
Yeah.
I'm not seeing a bunch of things that I'm gonna buy in this room.
There were a lot of things in the room, but I was scrambling looking for something that was really good. Now, you've got a great railroad history here. Is this a local piece?
Yep.
It's a crossing light, right?
Sure is, yep.
What would you part with it for?
How about $1 a pound?
30 bucks? He's looking at me like...
I'll help him carry it.
You can't get hurt at 30 bucks, but I'm not sure what we're gonna do with it.
I'll do 30 on that.
Good man.
Nice.
I'm always looking for pop culture. I'm looking for interesting things that I can either sell or maybe have a use for myself. I'm a huge Rolling Stones fan.
Okay.
Up to about 1975, 76.
Right, yeah.
After that, I'm out.
Yeah.
But my wife loves them still.
Here I thought we
thought
were
you wanted-
picking, and you've gone on a shopping trip for your wife.
My wife loves the Rolling Stones.
I love your wife,
Didn't you
but
say
I
you-
didn't know we were
didn't you
shopping
say
for
you
her
stay
today.
away from my wife.
I'll tell you what, you're gonna pay for this one. That one I'll throw in for free. So I'm gonna want 50 bucks for this T-shirt.
I can't do it.
Come on.
No, like normally I would pay 10 or 15 bucks.
Well, okay, so you paid 15 for that one. What would you pay for that one then?
I was sort of thinking with the throw-in.
Right, yeah. I would do the pair of them for 25 bucks. You're not
Here,
gonna sell them.
I'm gonna shake on his behalf if he thinks his wife likes it. Thank you very much on his behalf.
I know you're getting a steal on
And-
this. I was a Black Sabbath fan, guy, so you wouldn't get that out of me for a Black Sabbath shirt.
You got the eclectic collection here, Phil.
I have an eye for everything, I think.
I've already changed gears. It's apparent to Sheldon and I, we're not buying volume here. So now we're looking for that one good item that makes the pick worthwhile.
You don't have anything jumbo related, would you?
Well, it's tough to get here in St. Thomas because everybody wants a piece of the Jumbo legend.
Didn't they carve him up while he was on the track?
They sure did. Well, supposedly there's pieces of them around town that people have, but I have something even better. No one else will ever have.
Really? That really caught our attention. Whoa. Where are you taking us here?
Well, it's a secret little place I have down
It's like
here.
the dungeon.
You promise you're not going to eat us?
Oh, Scott. Phil takes us down into this really musty, dingy basement.
All right, through here.
This must be where he stores the bodies.
Phil, where are you?
I'm over here.
I love the smell of mold in the morning.
We're almost there.
What's he doing with us?
All right, this is what I brought you to see, guys.
Where is he taking us? Yikes!
Okay.
Whoa.
Not often you see a meat locker in the basement of a building in St. Thomas, but this particular meat locker should be famous. This is the building that was owned by the butcher who chopped up Jumbo after he was on the track. Absolutely. Pete Peters, the butcher. So he would have come in here, brought some of the pieces possibly in here,
Oh,
So you
no,
got jumbo
no.
steaks in there?
but you never know.
I'm going in now.
Check it out, you sure?
Yeah.
Hey, you need a new partner?
Whoa.
Yeah, were you thinking of closing the door?
Give him a kick, we'll take care of it right now.
I've been trying to close the door on Scott for a long time.
Quite possibly some of the pieces might have been stored here, but he was the guy that was in charge of the quartering, and this was his meat lockers.
And if you look at the hinges on that, that's classic
Well,
freezer hinge. That's a great door.
Yeah, show us the door.
No. That's gonna be my studio door.
Wow. You didn't find any tusks in there, did you?
I didn't find any tusks in there, no, but I could see
bad.
where Jumbo was trying to claw his way out, though. Phil's got his little piece of Jumbo. He can't prove it one way or the other, but you know what? It's a good story, and we're going with it. You know what, Sheldon?
Yeah.
If we buried you down here, they'd never find you.
No, they wouldn't even come looking.
Exactly. That was weird.
Yeah, that was different.
So is this where you recorded?
This is my little studio. Oh, you're looking at the guitars?
Well, I can't ever not look at a guitar. First thing I see is a Gibson Les Paul. I've bought and sold and collected guitars for a long time. The two big names in electric guitars are Gibson and Fender. Les Paul was the guy that invented the electric guitar, and that's why the Gibson model is named after him. This is
that's
early 70s, right?
74, that's an early one.
Black Beauty,
You
right?
can't afford those 50s ones.
Plays nice.
Now Scott's spotted perhaps the treasure.
So, what would it take to pry this baby away from you? I really, really, really wanted that guitar, but I wanted it at a good price.
Would you do 3 on it?
Phil started at $3,000, which was too rich for us. You see, you're getting up into retail level then, right?
Well,
And we're gonna have to try and resell it.
would you? Would you try and resell that?
Well, okay, that's
I'm
my
just-
story and I'm sticking to it.
Okay. 24 is the best I can do on her. Can't go a nickel lower. You just can't. But I mean, that's a great investment. You know it's not gonna go down in value.
Now guitars have gone through the roof. In fact, there are people that have companies that invest in guitars and sell shares in their company. Shell, I mean, as you probably gleaned, I buy more guitars than I sell. So I haven't sold a Black Beauty in a long time. We might make $300, $400, $500 off it, but it may take a little while. Are you okay with that?
Oh, if you're okay, I'm in.
2,400.
Oh, that's a deal. Now I gotta go and cry somewhere.
There's some fun stuff here.
Yeah. The best picks are always volume and quality.
Piece of railway history from St. Thomas.
Sometimes you get volume, sometimes you get quality. I think I should pick up an amp and then I can serenade you while you're driving. In this case, we didn't get volume, but we got a really good item. I'm glad Sheldon paid for half of it because I might be able to keep it for a while. I haven't got that much into it now.
That was too much fun not to come back.
I hope to see you guys again.
Yeah.
Thanks again.
Thanks a lot.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
Have a
See
good
you
one,
later.
guys.
See ya.
That was a lot of stuff. I'm really happy about that Les Paul. I'll keep that at my place for safekeeping.
Yeah.
I was interested in what Phil said about the guy up the road. And Phil said he had a buddy named Jake that may have just the thing we were looking for. He's got an old church and he's got a jumbo-related item, is how he said it.
Hey, well, that's worth a look. What do you think it might be?
Well, I'm thinking, I don't think it's a piece of jumbo.
That's too big of a stretch.
Well, plus the fact that Barnum had him stuffed and took him around with him and then they burned up in a fire. So it could be anything.
Yeah. We're looking for...
A church, and that's it, right there. What a great building. Hello, how are you doing? Scott.
I'm Jake.
I'm Sheldon.
How you doing?
So how long since this has been a church?
This one was actually built back in the early 50s. We just acquired it not too long ago, and we use it for most of the music these days.
Oh, is that
Seriously?
right? So the story goes that you have a jumbo item. Does that mean a large item or something related to Jumbo the elephant?
Well, it's a little bit of both. Let me take you inside and I'll show you, and you can decide for yourself.
Perfect. When you walk into a building, in this case a church, and see something spectacular that you didn't expect to see,
Come on in, guys.
Wow.
and there it sits. That's a big one.
This would be the big item.
That is almost a religious moment for a picker. And was it in this church?
It was in this church. Climbed up in the belfry, and I discovered that there indeed was a train bell in the church, not a church bell.
So how does this relate to Jumbo?
Jumbo the elephant was whacked by a train in the late 1800s.
Right.
The bell from that train was never found.
Are you saying this is the bell?
The only missing bell in all of the records of our station is the Jumbo bell.
No records for the church?
All we know is that this bell was donated when this church was built back in '52. We tried to track down the lineage of this bell by bringing in actual railroad engineers who were 95 and 97 years old. They knew the style of the yoke. and the type of bell and the color of the paint. And it was one of the old guys that said, that's probably the bell off the train that killed Jumbo.
Really?
It's huge
Yeah.
by railway standards. It's 17.5 inches across.
Is there some significance to that with respect to the train that killed Jumbo?
Well, that was a giant double boiler. And most of the big trains, the double boilers, were all 17.5 inch.
Does it have to have the bigger bell that made more noise because it had double boilers instead of one boiler?
More noise coming off the engine.
Right. Wow, listen to that, eh? You sure hear the train coming.
Too bad Jumbo didn't hear it coming. Jake had taken this on as a project. He's been doing all sorts of research on the piece, going down to the museum, and I think he's partway there.
One marking on the inside of the bell, which is really interesting, is on the side of the clapper. And
Exactly. I'm
It
just
reads
looking at that.
Keystone.
Keystone. Okay, that's an American company.
Yeah, that's a foundry located in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
and is period correct for the time.
So this may be the bell off the train.
This
that-
could be the bell off the train that killed Jumbo.
If it has a Jumbo connection, the sky's the limit on what we could make of it. Question is, what do you want for it?
The last one I saw quoted on, with no provenance, no markers, no nothing, was going at $4,500.
Have you ever seen one that sold?
I haven't been looking for the ones that sold.
Okay, so what do you want for this one?
I'd like to see, 25 out of it.
He's telling us it's worth $4,500, and then he's saying, I'd let it go for $2,500. So he's trying to give us the impression we're getting a deal, even if we take his number. We just don't do that. Well, I'll tell you, here's what we're thinking. We would want to try and flip this for $2,800, which means we got to buy it, leave ourselves some room. So we're thinking, Sheldon, you pull the trigger.
2?
Okay, I got an offer for you.
All right.
$2,200. You got our deal.
Thanks, guys.
I love this bell.
They get their bell, I got a little cash to go towards my mortgage, and I'm a happy camper. I'm gonna be crying down the road if I hear this was the Jumbo bell, and I could have bought myself a new Porsche.
I
with
think
it.
we scored Jumbo.
If we can tie it into Jumbo, this could be the windfall of the decade for us.
Thanks a
Jake,
lot,
thanks
guys.
a lot.
Thanks
You
a
guys
lot.
have a good night. Thanks for everything.
Okay.
I don't see a thing behind me. Get me every time, too.
That joke never
Gonna
gets old, does it?
Gonna give me a heart attack.
We're heading out to see Jim.
Yeah, and this one sounds like it really could be good. This guy's been in the amusement game business forever.
Like,
And I
are we
guess-
talking about the little horses that used to sit out in front of the hardware store?
Yeah, yeah. Anything coin operated.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes peeled.
There.
Look at the vending machines out to the side of the place.
You know you're in the right place.
Jeez, I almost turned in front of that semi.
You got a little excited there, didn't
Yeah.
you?
This is a great place. Darth Dog. I like the little Jumbo on the side of the shed. Look at the old horse.
And I bet you that's Jim right there.
He's got a cowboy hat on. That's a good sign.
Oh, this is gonna be good. I'm guessing you'd be Jim.
Where'd you hear that?
I'm Sheldon, my
Scott.
partner Scott.
Hi, Scott. Nice meeting you. Oh, you be quiet.
He's protecting you. He knows we're going to try and take stuff off you.
So I heard you've been in the amusement business for quite some time.
About 50 years.
When you first got in, a nickel and a dime probably bought something.
Oh, a nickel and a penny.
A
What the hell,
penny?
a bloody penny. Imagine that. Started with one gum machine. Then got into a few kiddie rides, a few pinballs, a few pop machines. I always said it was recession-proof because when you don't have any money in your pocket, you still got a quarter to give the kid for a bubble gum. Bubble gum built this. It's pretty good. You want to see some rides?
I'd love to.
Love to see some rides.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Look at this rocket ship. I always wanted to go to space.
It's a good place to hang your hat.
It's time for this stuff to go because I'm going to celebrate my 80th birthday, I hope, very soon.
Get a little motorcycle, too.
Everything's for sale, including me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Feel like Peter Fonda already.
I'm going across the country with a middle-aged kid.
I never saw anybody who enjoyed that so much as he does. Oh, yeah. Want to ride this one?
Whoa, there it goes. Okay, I'm coming in. I think I got you by a nose. See, this is the way we are. I'm all flash and style,
Yeah.
and you're all meat and potatoes.
Thanks, Scott. Thank you for that.
You guys are crazy.
Let's get picking. There are 3 things about this pick that make this a picker's dream. 1, he needs to get rid of stuff. Man, look, there's another jet there. 2, we got a guy that's been in the same business for 60 years.
This is a chuck wagon, Scott.
Looks like a chariot. And 3, he never sold anything. He kept everything that he amassed over 60 years.
Oh, geez. Take one or take them all?
We'll take a lot that work, put it that way.
Okay.
Do you have any of the larger horses?
I do. Down in that building down there.
Seriously, let's go.
Okay.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. 2 horses, 3 horses.
Do these all work?
This guy works.
That is
That's a
great
beauty.
one. It was big, it was blue, it was beautiful, had a leather saddle on it. It was a good one. So what do you want for a working one as opposed to a non-working horse, just so we know?
Well, this one, say 500.
Yeah.
Then the non-working one, I don't know, 200, 250.
What if we were to buy a whole herd of horses?
Because then we can sell them to somebody to use as a prop in their window during stampede, right?
How many's in a herd?
1, 2, 3, 4.
That's a herd of horses. So say $1,000 bucks.
Whoa. Just hold on. I don't know about that. A whole bunch of things go through our mind when we get into a place like this, which you don't do very often. The first thing that goes through your mind is, how am I going to get this home? See, what I'm thinking, we don't want to be in the busty ones for any more than 50 to 100 bucks, max, because of the cost of getting them back home and everything else, right?
Yeah.
Once you get over that hurdle and realize you're going to have to get a truck to take it home, you're saying, how can I make this worthwhile? So if we were to go 800, I'd feel comfortable. That's what I'm thinking.
Is that a deal?
Give me a 900. Give me 900.
800. But
I don't have to do anything.
you don't have to do anything except open the doors and we'll get them out.
Yeah, I'll do that deal.
Done.
I got it.
We want to ride those horses back to Calgary. Do you have any more horses on the premises?
I might have a couple of elephants.
A couple of elephants?
Yeah, not real.
Where are they?
Well, I didn't think you'd have the real ones.
Yeah. Show us the way, Jim.
So which trailer are they in?
The green trailer.
Scott, the pink elephant. I gotta get up there and get a closer look. Look at these elephants.
A pink, a blue, and a brown or something.
And all hand painted.
The blue one looks like it's painted like Jumbo.
Yeah, exactly.
We got a thing for Jumbo.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah. This is cool. They're big, they're bold, they're brightly colored.
They are beautiful.
And they look like they're in just about perfect condition. So what would something like this cost new?
4,000.
4,000 bucks. Yeah. Well, it's gonna be a pain in the butt moving these, Sheldon, but what would it take for us to drive these babies away?
Oh, let's say 1,000 bucks.
That's for the 3, right?
Yeah.
How about if we went $750 for the 3? Would that be fair for you? I don't want you to be
Okay.
upset, but is that good?
We'll do a deal.
Done.
We'll do a deal.
I love those elephants. Those
That's
elephants.
great.
Goodbye, elephant.
Now we got a herd of elephants.
Anywhere else for us to see, Jim?
How about the Ferris wheel? Antique
You got a
Ferris
Ferris wheel?
Really?
Or an old circus Ferris wheel.
How old is old?
I think it's 1895.
I've got a tendency that I always have to climb on something if it looks like it can be climbed. Wow, that's amazing. There's a ton of them here.
If Scott and I are doing our job properly as pickers, we're visualizing the next use of something.
You could make a really good bench in front of your cabin out of it, couldn't you?
if you owned it, that's where you'd sit.
Right, but you just get a new cushion made for it.
Right.
Well, do you know what I'm wondering? Based on the shape of them, I'm wondering if this design was patterned after a horse-drawn carriage. When you're dealing with architectural antiques like that,
It's a similar little bench, isn't it?
very similar. The story's half the battle. When somebody can say, hey, where'd you get that cool seat? That's off a turn-of-the-century Ferris wheel. That sells the seat. We don't have to sell it. There's 12 seats. So if two guys from Calgary were interested in buying 1, 2, 5, 10, what would they be per? We need to have a good deal because they are heavy.
I don't know, what do you give me? What are you offering today?
If we took them all, would you say 25?
I'd say if you take them all, 25.
Yeah. Done.
Done deal.
25
Hey,
times
Jim,
12.
that's great. Thank you for that.
That old Ferris wheel, I was really surprised that they had any interest at all in the thing. That's pretty funny.
I'm not sure what we're going to do with them, but
That's great. Helps me, it gets rid of some stuff from here. I hope they make $1 million.
holy cow.
Want to go inside and see what we got?
We've probably done all the damage we can do, but may as well take a look, right?
Thank you. Take a look around.
Oh, you got a few things in here, Jim.
Yes, sir. Lots of stuff in here.
What did I just see there? And I look back, and sure enough, I see the tail fin on what looks like it's a caddy or something, but it's got a red stripe on it. Sheldon, you gotta see this. It's a Batman kiddie ride. Wow.
Oh, yeah, the Batmobile.
I look on the license plate, it says Gotham City 1966, and I cannot believe my eyes. I have never had the opportunity to actually see one. How long have you had this?
Probably 40 years.
40 years. That is great. Can we buy this from you? I didn't think we were gonna find anything this good.
No kidding.
What would you need out of this? I knew we were gonna have to pay a good dollar for it because that was a good thing. I mean, an elephant's an elephant and it's nice, but this is a Batmobile.
Oh, a couple of thousand.
Couple of thousand. I'd be happy to go $1,000 on it because it's Batman.
I might consider 13.
What do you do in the auction business?
Yeah, give him one of those.
$12.50?
There you go, sold.
Oh man, that is
You got it.
fabulous.
That's a great buy.
That is
You own it.
great. I love that.
Only because I like you.
This might go in my house for my kids to play with for a while.
You sure you don't want to buy some more stuff?
I'm scared if we stay too long, you're going to sell us the property.
Okay.
The pieces that we bought today were a little part of our youth.
Now I'm gonna go home and tell my mom she scarred me because she wouldn't let me ride on them when I was a kid so much that I had to buy one.
Hey, Jim, this was just the most fun we've had in a long time.
Oh, me too. Thanks
Yeah.
for coming.
And now we're in the amusement business.
You got that right. Enjoy it. That's what I kept everything for, so that somebody could restore it and bring it back to life. That's the whole name of the game.
I think he's happy. We're sure happy. This was literally one of the best days I've had picking in my life. Well, you take care of yourself.
Thank you, you too.
Okay.
Have a good trip. I think they're like family. I think they got the right attitude.
You don't get those very often in
Oh,
this business.
yeah, that was just incredible.
I'd love to do what they're doing.
We're going to see Terry in St. Thomas, Ontario, the site of the Jumbo Railroad accident. Terry has been in the railroad industry for many years, works in the industry, and he's a serious jumbo collector. He's going to give us an appraisal on our bell.
Wow.
This be the big item.
But we bought it in a funny location.
The only missing bell in all of the records of our station is the jumbo bell.
So hopefully he's got a photo and we'll know for sure. I think this is our house right here.
We've heard that Terry is probably the biggest jumbo collector in this area. He's also got experience as a railroader, being in the railroad for over 35 years. The combination of those two things makes him the guy we want to see about our bell.
I'm Sheldon.
Oh, nice to meet you, Sheldon.
Scott.
Nice to meet you, Scott. Welcome to St. Thomas.
We understand you got a lot of jumbo stuff.
I've certainly had my eye on jumbo for many years. Come on in, see what I got.
We've been looking forward to this. Wow. Terry, you got some stuff here.
Terry's got a cross-section of jumbo collectibles. He's got glass, he's got toys.
It's a mechanical bank. He would press his tail, and there she goes.
Isn't that good?
I know what's out there. I know what's rare. I've been watching that market for 30 years. That's a photo of Jumbo laying there on the side of the bank after he'd been struck and killed. A very big piece of Canadian history. It's a very big piece of railroad history. You can see the engine in the background. That wasn't the engine that actually hit him. It's a prop for this picture.
Is there any known photo of the engine immediately after the crash that shows the bell?
I haven't seen one. It was a big deal to take a picture in those days. It was also dark. It was 9:30 at night when Jumbo was killed. It was after the show.
Okay, something's been bugging me for a long time. I can't figure out how this accident even happened because this is the world-famous Jumbo being taken across the train tracks. How does a train hit him? How does somebody not see the train? Did the train not see Jumbo?
Wasn't the bell ringing?
People saw a headlight. The circus trains were all on one side, and there was a deep ditch on the other side. The train was coming. They probably had 5 or 6 minutes at the most, and they had to run like 30 cars. Jumbo got trapped between the cars and ditches. People are running at the train trying to stop it, and Jumbo's running.
Any mention of the bell in the reports?
Well, the bell, they say, was knocked off in the accident. That's where it ends.
Yeah, we've got something to show you.
Okay, great.
Now it's our turn.
You don't see these every day. Ready?
Oh, wow, that's really cool.
That's a big piece of brass.
What do you got here for a diameter, 17 inches?
17 and a half.
Okay, 17.5 inch. Wow. I was shocked to see what looked to be a railroad bell. I was really quite stunned to see it, to tell you the truth. Any marks, serial numbers?
No numbers on the bell. There is a name inside. It says Keystone.
Oh, yeah.
That doesn't necessarily mean it's a Keystone bell because the actual ringer is separate from the bell. They could've-
Absolutely. It would have been two different manufacturers. Like somebody would have made the frame and for mounting it, and this would have been made somewhere else that specialized in brass.
Well, a bell like this, if it has no connection to the Jumbo train, what do you think a bell like this would be worth?
Well, it's an absolutely incredible railroad piece. The bell is very rare because lots of them didn't survive. There was a big chunk of brass there, so a lot of them ended up in the scrap pile. I'm sure there's lots of railroad collectors that would be interested in that bell just for the sake of the bell. Well, the value of the bell is in the $4,000 range.
Wow, Scott and I are really pleased. This is a good appraisal.
Now, what if it's the Jumbo bell?
I don't have any reason to say that this isn't from the engine that struck Jumbo, but I don't have any proof positive that it is either. If that was the Jumbo bell, every disco light and siren would be going off in St. Thomas, and they would be landing corporate jets at the airport because there's lots of people in North America that would want that bell.
If you could tie it to Jumbo, what would it bring?
I'm sure that, you know, you're talking like a $10,000 to $15,000 bell.
Whoa!
Bingo!
Exactly.
That's exciting news.
Terry, thanks a lot for the
You're welcome,
appraisal.
Scott.
Hey, thank you, Terry.
Thank you, Sheldon. You guys take care.
You keep looking, we'll keep looking, and we'll keep in touch. But we're not going to sell that bell till we do a little more investigation. Well, as usual, Ontario was fabulous, picked a bunch of great things, but it's time to go west.
I still think we have the Jumbo bell. The mystery continues.
It's a good mystery to have, right?